Hi, everybody. So, this week we're going to talk about chapters 4 and 5 of the Best Practice book. And in chapter 4, we talk about all of the writing instruction and how important writing instruction is for students. One part of the book that really stood out to me was the part, and it was on page 139, and it said, "All children can and should write." I really believe that this is important because a lot of people think, oh, that kid's only in kindergarten, they shouldn't be writing. Well, I personally have a kindergartner in my classroom, and I cannot stop him from writing. He may not be writing actual words, but he's writing letters, and letters are a precursor to learning how to really write words. My daughter also is in kindergarten, and she's working on writing her name and writing sight words and different things like that. And it's really nice to see how much writing really plays a part in education and how important it is for those two students. The next part in the book that really stood out to me is teaching grammar and mechanics in context of actual writing. I do this a lot with my older students. I teach kindergarten through third grade, so I have a lot of variety in my teaching experience currently. I feel like if you don't teach a kid how to make sure that they're making capital sentences or they're using indentions or that they're using the correct synonyms or antonyms or whatever it may be for the words that they're putting in their writing, it doesn't help them to know how to do it if they've never done it in context with what they have to do. The next part we had to discuss is mathematics. So mathematics, I personally really love mathematics and I enjoy teaching it because I get to show the students not just those basic level skills that they're supposed to have, but I want to try to extend their thinking a little bit, and I'll show them something that's way above them, but it'll give them hope that yes, it does get harder, but at the same time, it's something I've seen before. So on page 172, it says, help students understand and use counting strategies, number concepts, operations, and computation procedures. This means like make sure that they understand PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, understand the steps and everything. Some teachers forget how important those steps are to student learning. In the book, it says it's vital to children's later work in mathematics that they have strong fundamentals in number concepts upon which to build. So if a student doesn't understand the basics, they're not going to understand anything else in math. So if they didn't understand how to add and subtract single digit numbers, they're not going to be able to add and subtract multi-digit numbers or anything beyond that. The last part of this video is how mathematics and writing instructions completely differ. Math and writing essentially, in my mind, are very similar because in order to know how to put the numbers on the paper, you have to know how to write. But at the same time, the concepts that you have to do for math are different than writing. Writing is more of a ability to write what you need to write and put it on paper from your brain, whereas math is the ability to take numbers and add, subtract, multiply, divide, whatever you need to do in a complex way or in a simple way in order to come up with a concrete answer. Writing is more ambiguous. You don't have a specific answer to your writing. Your writing can be almost anything you can think of. Some of the similarities I noticed specifically were that you have to know how to write in order to do math. There are some aspects of math that require you to know how to also read. So I noticed that if you don't know how to read, for example, like when you're writing down the number 155,000, you need to know exactly how to write that in words occasionally as you get higher up in your mathematics skills. And that's something that requires reading and writing at the same time.